Welcome to the English news of Bình Phước radio television station and newspaper. I'm Hon Quan and now take a look at the top story as usual. Bình Phước striving to build 100 national standard schools. Business club presents gifts to disadvantaged students in Hon Quan district. Dong Phú release rare and precious iguana back into forest. Hanoi medical workers deployed for SEA Games 31. German newspaper highlights Vietnam post-pandemic economic recovery. Bình Phước is working to fulfill an assigned target and complete the construction of 100 schools meeting national standards.
Of the targeted 100 schools to be built by this year, 44 were not completed in 2021 and 56 were assigned specifically for 2022. The schools have completed a self-assessment under regulations and are now in the process of carrying out procedures and at the same time speeding up construction preparations and equipment procurement. The People's Committee of Bình Phước Province is directing districts, towns, and cities to focus on measures and resources for building national standard schools and inspecting monitoring progress to quickly address difficulties and shortcomings and propose solutions. Authorities also regularly pay attention to and support districts and towns in reviewing and granting land use right certificates to educational institutions, with priority given to expanding land for schools.
The 2030 Entrepreneur Club under the Saigon Economic Review has held its 28th caravan event, presenting gifts to students at the Thanh Secondary School in Thanh An Commune, Hon Quan District.
The 20th One Journey 10,000 horse caravan took place over 5 days from April 29 to May 3rd, with the participation of 200 entrepreneurs. The route started in Ho Chi Minh City and proceeded to Bình Dương, Bình Phước, Buôn Ma Thuột, Gia Lai, Đà Nẵng, Huế, and Quy Nhơn. In Hon Quan District and Bình Phước, the delegation donated 200 bicycles, 10 desktop computers, scholarship of 60 million Vietnamese đồng, and 164 insurance policies to disadvantaged students. The total value was over 800 million Vietnamese đồng. Hon Quan District still has many students living in difficult circumstances, especially children of ethnic minorities. With these meaningful gifts, the children will have the opportunity to continue going to school, encouraging them and giving wings to their dreams of completing their studies. In addition to supporting each other in business development, club members also actively participate in volunteer activities for the community, in particular taking care of poor children in remote areas under many programs.
Forest ranger in Dong Phú district have released a rare and precious iguana back into its natural environment.
Scientifically called Varanus savata, the flower iguana is in the group IIB and weighs about 3 kilograms. It was freed back into its natural environment as presided in Point A, Clause 1, Article 10, and Article 11 of Circular No. 29, 2019, dated December 21, 2019, from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development on the handling of wild animals. The flower iguana was voluntarily handed over to the Forest Protection Department of Dong Phú District by local people. After being taken care of for 2 months, its hair was stabilized and conditions for its release were ensured. In the presence of representatives from relevant units, the District Forest Protection Department released the iguana back into the environment at Plot 3, Subzone 379 in Dong Tâm Hamlet, Tân Hoa Commune. The release of iguanas back into the natural environment is a practical action, making an important contribution to biodiversity conservation efforts in Dong Phú District in particular and Bình Phước Province in general.
Hanoi's Health Department held a ceremony on May the 5th to encourage medical workers who will be serving the upcoming 31st Southeast Asian Games.
Hanwei's Health Department held a ceremony on May 5th for medical workers who will be serving the upcoming 31st Southeast Asian Games. Addressing the ceremony, Vice Chairman of the Municipal People's Committee, Chu Sun-Dung, asked them to not only provide health services for athletes, but also act as cultural ambassadors for the city, reflecting the hospitality of people in the capital. The medical sector has adopted the city's COVID-19 prevention plans while ensuring food safety for athletes and guests and standing ready to respond to emergency situations at competition venues.
I highly value Hanoi's preparations for the sporting event. During the event, there are many foreigners arrivals to Vietnam. Top priority should be given to prevention and control of COVID-19 and some other diseases.
Under a plan issued on March 14th by the city's health department on preparations for the event, 21 medical teams run by district medical centers and 21 others by local hospitals have been set up, along with 5 to 10 beds in each hospital.
We have more news come up next. Now let's take a look.
Vietnam's U23 footballers are under great pressure, but I'm certain will make the fans happy at SEA Games 31, head coach Park Hang-seo said on May 5th. He made the remarks at the press conference together with other coaches of the teams in Group A of the men's football at the 31st Southeast Asia Games. Head coach Park Hang-seo said Vietnam are the defending champions, and he knows the Vietnamese people have high expectations for the team. Shin Tae-yong, head coach of Indonesia's U23 team, said his team have new and talented players and are confident ahead of their game with Vietnam. Vietnam will have home advantage, but Indonesia will give it their all, he said. In Group A, Indonesia and Vietnam are viewed as strong contenders for a berth in the semi-finals. The opening match is scheduled to take place at Viet Chi Stadium in Viet Chi City, Phu Thong Province at 7 p.m. on May 6. It will broadcast live on BPTV and BPTV 6.
Germany's newspaper Finanzmarktwelt has run an article on Vietnam phone's reopening post the COVID-19 pandemic, with rosy signs seen at all sectors.
According to the article, Vietnam faced a range of difficulties in the fight against the pandemic last year due to the spread of the Delta variant. However, the Southeast Asian nation has fully opened and shifted to living safely with the pandemic, despite Omicron waves this year. The article cited a forecast by the Asian Development Bank, ADB, as saying that Vietnam's economy will expand about 6.5% this year. It also highlighted Vietnam's export of electronic products, especially mobile phones, garments, textiles, and timber products, and tourism as well. Tim Le La Hafan, an economist from Standard Chartered Bank, said more and more foreign firms have planned to move their supply chains to Vietnam, that is dubbed as the center of electronics, garment, textile, and footwear in the region, the article noted.
The opening ceremony of SEA Games 31 with the theme Welcome Southeast Asia will take place on May the 12th at the Mỹ Đình National Stadium in Hanoi. In preparation, some 1,000 artists and actors will have been working hard to present rich artist performances combined with modern technology.
According to meritorious artist Chen Li, General Director of the opening and closing ceremonies of SEA Games 31, the team in charge has had about 45 days to prepare. This has put them under quite a lot of pressure. But thanks to the talent of the artists, such as musical director Bùi Huy Tuấn, dance directors Kiều Lê and Hong Phong, and 30 choreographers, sound and lighting directors, and a technical team, preparations and practice have made good progress.
Chúng tôi cũng bàn bạc nhau. After discussions, we agreed that the program should reflect a friendly, open Vietnam as host who welcomes friends from everywhere and wants to integrate into the world and become stronger after COVID-19. Another important thing we hope to share with international friends is that we must stay together for a stronger Southeast Asia, as in the slogan for the SEA Games. We will practice our routine seriously and are determined to put on a great show for a successful SEA Games, creating a positive image of Vietnam in the eyes of regional and international friends.
The highlight of the opening ceremony is a dance performance with images of bamboo, lotus leaves, outside, and conical heads, among other things. The ceremony will be a blend of traditional and modern elements. Projection mapping technology and virtual reality technology promise to present impressive imagery to the audience.
The world's longest glass bridge in the northern mountainous province Sơn La, spanning 632 meters above the valley, opened on April 29th, has world international media.
The South China Morning posted an outstanding headline: Vietnam hopes to take tourism to new heights with world's longest grass bridge. The France AFP said, if you have an acrophobia, this latest tourism hotspot in Vietnam is definitely not for you. The German press agency, meanwhile, quoted an expert from the World Guinness Records as saying that the bridge can withstand the weight of at least 500 people walking across it.
That's all for today. Goodbye and see you next time.